Hello. It is time. We are going to be reading Archer's Voice, which if you watched my last video, I did a mini book haul and I showed that I would be reading Archer's Voice. I'm pretty excited about it. I've heard so many things about this book. People have claimed that this is their favorite book. Like, I've heard it from a few different people. I feel like I'm kind of harsh when it comes to rating. Like, I still have not given a book a 5-star, and like, I don't know what a 5-star book would even entail. I don't know, but maybe this will be the one. We'll see. It's supposed to be a like heartfelt romance. Romance is like my favorite genre, so even if I don't think it's a 5-star, hopefully I'll like it. So yeah, I'm going to take you guys along with me, similar to the past other reading vlogs. I'm going to, I don't know, just vlog myself reading, and then if there's any point in between where I feel like I want to share anything, then I will. And then after a couple days, once I really sat on it, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give a spoiler-free review, then a spoiler review for all my friends who've read the book, because I kind of like the whole book club feels. If you're new to my channel, then hi, my name is Amina and I do a few book-related videos every so often. I have a few reading vlogs if you are interested. I've done 2 so far, I think, so you can go ahead and watch those. And then also I made a video rating popular book talk books to see if they're worth the hype. So I don't even know if this is all over BookTok, but I know that like a lot of book YouTubers that I enjoy watching really like this. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna read it. I'm very excited. And if you've read it, let me know your thoughts down below, but try to like not have spoilers. I want the whole comment section to have no spoilers. Also, if you have any books that you would like me to read next, I am always open to book recommendations. I have a whole list that will probably never end, but I'm always here ready to buy books. So let's go ahead and start reading. Right, so right now I'm on chapter 3, page 22, and so far we met Bree and Archer, and they met each other, which honestly I very much appreciate that we're on page 22 and it doesn't feel like it's going slow. Like, I feel like the pace is pretty good. I know enough where I'm not bored, and I don't know enough where I'm still interested, if that makes sense. So yeah, and like, I love it when there's something on the cover and then later we find out why, and already like address a dandelion in the story, which is on the cover. So I like that. So I'm just gonna keep reading and I'll get back to you whenever something interesting happens. All right, so I'm on chapter 10 right now, page 75. I'm sorry if the lighting is a little bit wonky. It's like 10 or something, but I kind of like this book. I really don't have anything bad to say. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's giving more and more information the more we read it. There's stuff we don't know completely about Bree's past, and there's stuff we don't know completely about Archer's past. Like, each chapter we learn a little bit more about one or the other, which I really like. And I also really like that this is like a small town setting. I'm so used to reading books where like someone either comes from a small town and has big dreams, or just is living in a big town or wants to go to a big town. The setting is in a small town, which I don't know, there's just something really homey and cozy about it that I'm really appreciating. And yeah, I just really like it so far. Nothing boring has happened. I feel like there's not like so much information that I feel like I'm bored. I don't know, I'm starting to understand why this is some people's favorite book. I can't say yet if I think this is a 5-star read or if this is gonna be my favorite book, because I'm only this far in, but I'm really liking the story so far. It's really like heartfelt and sweet. So I will probably catch up with you tomorrow if nothing huge happens by the time I finish reading. But yeah, so far I'm really liking this book. All right, so I'm on page 277 right now. I have about 100 pages left. I really like that there's so many things that I guess I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to knowing the whole story about Archer, knowing what's going on with the town. I'm looking forward to their love story. Like, I'm looking forward to a lot of different things that I feel like there's like a lot of elements that the past books I've been reading didn't have. I kind of really appreciate that, and I've been going through this book really quickly. I don't have as much time as I usually do to read, but still it doesn't stop me from picking up this book. I literally was even thinking about this right before bed, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish it today. this might be my last update before I finish the book, or if something crazy happens at the end or something worth saying happens at the end, then I might interrupt my reading to come on and talk about it. But yeah, for now, those are just my thoughts, and I'll let you know how I think when I'm done. I finished, and damn, I currently look and feel like a cloud. No, actually, you know that SpongeBob episode where like Squidward gets like really banged up and like covered in stuff, and like he looks like this. Let me put a side by side. Anyways, I finished Archer's Voice, and you know, it was funny because I've heard a lot of people say they cried while reading this, and I'm like a pretty sensitive person. Like, I cry in books, shows, if it pulls on those heartstrings just enough, I will cry. Like, it doesn't matter if it's fake. I remember thinking, like, I thought the saddest thing that was gonna happen would be when we finally find out what happened to Archer and his family that one night, and I didn't cry. Like, I felt very sad, but then I remember something happens, and actually a lot of things happen, and there's this guy who's a chef. His name is Norm, and his name's Norm, right? And he's like grumpy, and he said, "This is the best pumpkin pie I've ever had in my life," or something. And it's crazy because that's when I started to cry, and like the main character started crying too, because she said that it was him translating that "I love you." But like, after all that happened and he said that, I was like, that's when you know it's real. When Norm, the grumpy old man, says something nice, then that's when you know like the pain and the hurt and sadness is real. So I guess I realized that if something sad happens, it was not enough to make me cry, but like if it's something sad happens and it's like building up a lot, that's what makes me cry. And I just wanted to point that out. But anyways, overall, I cried 3 times. Yo, chapter, I don't even know, page 353. If you have your book and you turn to page 353, you'll know what I'm talking about. That last line, am I okay? No, I'm not. And chapter 34 and 35, oh my god, and the first sentence, the whole first page, I am not getting emotional. The chapter 35, that whole page broke my heart. Like, they really had me. I was like, whew, my heart was breaking. I was just sobbing. Something I realized about my last reading vlog was I feel like at the end, right after I finished reading, I would share a lot of my thoughts, and then when it came to reflecting in a couple days, I feel like I was kind of repetitive, and so I'm gonna try not to do that now. But overall, if this is someone's favorite book, I don't have anything to say about it. Like, good for you. Like, this is a pretty good book. It gave me all the feels. Something that I will say is that in a lot of the books that I've read, and I'm looking at you, whenever there's like a damaged character, whether it's the main character or the love interest or both, anytime something like trauma is still affecting them, I feel like a lot of times they handle it in an unhealthy way. And I really liked how in this book it was handled in a way that I would tell my friends in real life. Like, if they're going through some mad crap right now, I wouldn't be like, put all your happiness into one person and just stay with that person, because if they make you happy, then that's all you need. Because if that person goes, then where's your happiness? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta find it within yourself. And so I really like that they did that in this book. I understand why in a lot of love stories they do that, and when I read synopsis and stuff and people talking about like healing through each other's love, I don't know, a red flag always kind of pops in my head when I hear something like that, because I'm thinking like, is this an unhealthy attachment style? Are we gonna just like romanticize putting all your happiness into one person? So that was a red flag that I had, but pleasantly surprised. Yeah, all I can say is that I like it. I'll give you my rating and my review and everything more in detail in a couple days, like always. But damn. All right, it's been a couple days. I think I finished reading this February 17th, and right now it's the 23rd. So it's been a lot of days, and I've been thinking about this book. So I think I'm ready to talk about it. Pretty much, because I don't think I ever talked about what the story is even about, but it's about the character Bree, who decides to run away from her life pretty much, and she goes to this small town in Maine where she says that it was the last time her family was truly happy. So she moves there, and it's like one of those towns where everybody knows everybody. She runs into this guy named Archer who doesn't speak, and the town has different theories of why that is. There was an accident, but not many people know exactly what happened. And so we pretty much follow Bree and Archer and their love story. We learn about why Bree ran away. We learn about what happened to Archer, why he doesn't speak, and all of that. So I really like this book for so many reasons. Like I said, this is a spoiler-free section, so there'll be no spoilers right now, but I really liked how this book like went right into it. There wasn't a lot of drag. I felt like every chapter there was something interesting and I didn't feel bored. A single time while reading this, I went through it really quickly. I really like when books don't just giving us so much information that's not pertinent to the story at all. I also said this in my reading vlog, but I really liked how this was a small town book where like everybody knows everybody, and like I didn't know I was gonna like reading books like that so much, but it felt like more intimate and cozy, and it really helped visualize the town, the setting. Like if they're going to a diner, I can see it in my head. Like I can see a little cottage that Bree lives in. I don't know, it was just really nice to read. It was nice that like there were so many different types of characters, like from a super innocent person to like an evil witch and everybody in between. There's a lot of vast differences in characters, which I really liked reading. And with that also, the characters were not flat at all. Like I liked how there was character development for some characters, some not, but like that's just life. Some people don't grow, you know what I mean? And even people that I thought like, oh, there's no way they're gonna change, they changed, or at least are working towards that. There was also so many layers in this book that go beyond just the love story. Like there was Archer and Bree, right? But then there was also like an interesting parallel between them and Archer's family, and then also like stuff about the town and how like literally everything is so connected. And I just really enjoyed reading it. Like if there's a book and all I care about is the romance, then I tend to get bored, even though romance is like my favorite genre. But I feel like there should be more to it. It can't just be will they or won't they, you know? So like I liked how their love was just one aspect, and then there was a lot of other stuff that I cared about. I also really cared about them as an individual, which I don't know if I've ever cared about individuals as much as I cared about this one in a book. Especially for Bree, a lot of times in books I don't feel a strong connection with the female lead, and I think with like Bree, I don't know, there was a good balance between she's a sweet girl and also she doesn't take crap from anybody, and it just was like really nicely put together. And I feel like in other books where like they want a sweet girl but also one that stands up for herself, they kind of do it awkwardly, and so at sometimes I'm kind of like, why does he like her? And I hate feeling that, but I didn't in this book, which I was super happy about. Same thing with Archer. Like I didn't feel for a single second like, why does Archer like Bree? Why does Bree like Archer? But a lot of times in other books I'm like, why are you with this man, or why are you with this woman? You know what I mean? When they're bland. So they had so much depth to them that I was loving it. And then also like whenever there was those moments where it was like, does he like me? Does she like me? It was written in a way that, like, when they questioned if the other person liked them, it was like understandable, and like there was no stupid self-sabotaging stuff. Like they genuinely cared about each other, and then if they had doubts, I'm like, I could see why you think that. And I know that I'm like talking about this book and then also comparing it to other books, but that's just because there's so much that this book did right, and in other books I'm just like, why? And like in regards to the why does he like me self-sabotaging stuff, like in a lot of books that I've read, there'll be like a guy who'll be showing all the signs he likes you, he'll be like obsessed with you, it's obvious he likes you, and then she'll be like, I wonder if he likes me, and I'll be like, what the heck? Or like a miscommunication that could easily have been resolved if you just like asked about it. They'll be like, they don't love me, I'm gonna run away, I'm gonna end things. Like just stupid childish stuff that I feel like could have been resolved happens a lot in other books, but in this it didn't, and I really like that. But yeah, overall I love this book. I want to read more Mia Sheridan's books. I don't know what else to say. Pick it up. I'm gonna rate it a 5 stars. Like I can't not rate this a 5-star when I can't think of one bad thing that I don't like about this book. So there's that. If you don't want to watch the spoiler section, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. But if you're here for the spoilers, let's get into it. I don't even know where to start. Maybe we can talk about Victoria, the witch. What the heck? Just learning about how much she wanted power in the town blew me away. Like the fact that like when Archer got shot and then she was like mad and saying you ruined everything, I'm kind of like, that's mental illness. straight up mental illness, and I love that they had a character like her in the book because it just really added to it. I will say, like, at first when like Archer got shot again, first of all, this poor man, he cannot stop getting shot. When it happened, I was like, there's no way this man that killed Bree's parents came all the way here to kill her. But then like the whole Victoria thing really made sense, and I was like, okay, I like that there was like a connection to that, because I hate it when like crazy stuff happen and I'm kind of like, that doesn't make any sense. But Victoria, because she's an evil witch. And speaking of, can we talk about Travis and his character development for a second? Because bro, when Archer got shot and he was trying to like help and like he threatened his mom and told her to leave and stuff, I was like, I didn't think you were gonna change. The fact that he's trying and he's doing better and he's having a relationship now with Archer, that just makes me feel really, I don't know, good inside. I'm ready to give him another chance. I think that's really sweet. I remember when I talked about in the reading vlog how I felt like there was a lot of healthiness in this book in terms of like, if you feel like you can't live without this person, I don't think it's good to put all your happiness in them. I love that Archer ran away and left. I thought that was the best decision he could have ever done, because like it was not healthy the way that like he was so scared of losing her and the trauma that he experienced with losing his parents and all that. Like, I am so glad he did that, because like I don't think it's healthy to attach so much. And like I loved how he was so self-aware and did that, and he left and he got to be more independent, and he got to learn that like if she does leave, he's not alone because he has himself. And oh my god, I'm not going to cry. Y'all won't see me cry on YouTube. I don't want to do that. But like, dang, thinking about this book kind of makes me want to cry because of how much Archer went through. And I don't know, just him becoming the man that he wants to be. The last time I cried, like the final sob that I had was when, after we find out Archer wasn't dead, because bro, when I tell you, when he got shot and then she said he wasn't moving, and then when they were walking as if they were going to a funeral, I was like, whew, that was not cute. But when he was up there saying his speech and then people were signing like, you got this, I was just tears falling, snot balling. I was a mess. The only criticism, and I don't even know if this is criticism, that I would say was at the end, like when Bree's giving birth and stuff, and he says that whenever she gives birth and he signs, she can't focus on it, so he's writing stuff on her skin like, you got this, I love you, or whatever. I was like, couldn't be me. Like, if I'm pushing a baby out of me, how would I not like be able to do a spelling bee but then not understand signs? So like I thought that was kind of like unrealistic, but like not enough for me to knock down any points from this rating. I just thought it was kind of like okay, couldn't be me. But I like this book a lot. I can't say this is my favorite book because I feel like I haven't read enough books to say that this is my favorite, but I will say this is the best book that I've read in the, how many months? 6 months, 5-6 months that I started rereading as an adult and falling in love with reading again. So yeah, it's my favorite right now. I do really like it. If you guys liked Archer's Choice, let me know what other books you like as well, because I feel like it's very hard for me to find people who have similar tastes in books to me. Like, they might love a book that I hated, I might love a book they hated. But I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I think the next video will be a March reset, so I will see you guys there. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.